Alright, hello. So the first thing I want to go over is the setup process of the game. So everyone's going to get a player board, and you're going to get a voting cube, 2 knights, a level 1 knight and a level 2 knight. You're going to get 6 potential pieces to add on to your castle, which is part of your player board. You're going to get 2 pieces of gold, 2 squires, which helps strengthen the power of your knights, 2 voting cubes, 1 for yay and 1 for nay, and then this little castle that you hide your money and squires behind. So with setup, your player board would look like this. You would choose one of your 6 castle pieces to place onto your castle, and you're going to put your knights over here. You're going to put your voting cube up here, and you're going to then put your squires and your money behind your little castle shield. This is the board for setup. You're going to have your spare knights placed on designated spots on the board. So you have red and yellow up in the northeast corner, and you have blue and green in the southwest corner. Additionally, you're going to put up some cards for battles that are going to occur with France, and some bonus tokens of things you get to choose from if you choose to go to battle against France. You're going to set up the voting section for new laws. You're going to divide the laws into the numbers on the back. There's 3 0 laws, and I think there's 4 level 1 laws, 4 level 2, 4 level 3, and 3 level 4 laws, I believe is how it works. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take the level 3 laws and place them on top of the level 4. You're going to place the level 2 on top of the level 3. The level 1 on top of the level 2, and you're going to take the 0 laws and put them up on the top of the law board, and then you're going to take the top 3 from the pile, which will be 3 of the number 1 laws, and you're going to place them down at the bottom of the board, and these will be laws that you vote on in a particular round of the game. Additionally, the game comes with 2 supply boards, so you can put them on different sides of the main board so people can easily reach them, but I am just going to replace them with these little cups to use instead. When setting up the board, you're going to have these little figures with letters on the back, and each figure gets put in a specific region based on the letter on the back that you see here. So you have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and I guys, and what you're going to do is you're going to determine how many people are going to play a game, and you're going to adjust how many of these are going to go out on the board. So I'm going to demonstrate a 4-player game here. So I'm going to remove 1 row, and there's going to be 3 of each type of guy that goes out on the board. What you're going to do then is you're going to find the designated area. So here you see I have the A guys stacked next to the A section, and then what you do is you turn them face up in the designated spot where they go on the board. And you're going to do this for all of the letters. Next, you're going to determine who the start player is. You can do that randomly. So I'm going to just put all these little discs in the draw bag, and then I'm going to draw 1 out. And as you see here, yellow will be the first player. And additionally, on the board, you're going to take your little player tokens and put them all on the 0 spot of the score track. Alright, so in the first phase of this game, what's going to happen is you're going to choose where you're going to place your knights. So as I said before, you have your 2 starting knights. You have a level 1 knight and a level 2 knight. And then sitting off to the side, you have some more level 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s. And so you're going to choose where you're going to place your knights. You can either place a knight in one of the county castles on the board, and by placing them there, it potentially gets you a benefit. Or you could place one of your knights in one of the battles against France down here. Or there's one other place you can do it. And then the other place you can place one of your knights is in your own castle. So you know if you build up on your castle, like you get your 1 starting piece during a certain phase, this person is going to get 2 pieces of gold. But if he wants to place one of his knights in his own castle, like here, he's going to get a piece of gold and a squire. So this is an opportunity, another place. So either in your castle, in one of the field castles, or in the battle with France. All right, so yellow's going to be our first player, so we have to he has to decide where he's going to go. Does he want to go into this castle up here, which is going to allow him to build one of the castle extensions for free? Or does he want to go here, which is going to allow him to upgrade one of his knights that he already owns a level, so he could upgrade his level 1 knight to a level 2 knight? Or does he want to go here where he's going to get a new level 1 knight, giving him 3 knights, plus 2 voting blocks? This is a level up and 2 voting blocks. Here's another castle tile on your own personal castle. Over here's another level 1 knight. Over here is 6 points. Over here is you get to, you place your knight here, and then when you're doing all this tallying up, you get to move him down to a battle down in France, which has a significance of whether you have him in first, second, or third in the battle against France. Or lastly, you could place him here, which gets you 2 squire, 2 gold, and you get to choose who the start player is. So let's just say he's going to go in this castle. He's going to try and get another knight at level 1 and 2 voting blocks. So he was our first player. Then next will be the blue player. Alright, so for blue, let's just say blue is going to also try and get a level 1 knight. So he's going to place down over in this castle over there. Alright, so now it's green's turn, and one of the things that happens is one of the laws that could be there is the person who has the most money can level up. Or the person who has the most squires get a new knight. So what green is going to do is he's going to risk going to battle against France, and he's going to go down in this smaller battle where you have to need 6 value knights to beat France. So here's a 1 value knight. So 5 more knights need to go here to win. But by placing here, he automatically gets to do one of these things. So he could get money to try and have the most money, or he could take squires to try and get the most squires, or he could do the level up action, or he could take one of the guys from one of the areas here for points at the end. So let's just say he goes and he's going to take squires. Alright. So this is going to be turned over, and then he's going to get 2 squires to add. Alright, so next it's red's turn. Let's just say red's going to go in the same battle, and he's going to take the level up, and he's going to instantly level up his number 2 knight to a number 3 knight and put his 2 back over into play. So now there's 4 points over here, and they only need 2 more points to be able to win this battle. So now we're back at the yellow knight. So he's going to try and get a level 1 knight, and let's say he places his level 2 knight over so he could level up one of his knights also. Then it'll be blue's turn, and let's just say blue is going to put a level 2 knight where this yellow level knight was, and since it's a stronger knight, it kicks this knight out, and this knight goes back to the yellow player. So now blue's going to try and get 2 new knights this round. And now we go to the green player. So green, he can actually go here if he wants, and they'll win this battle. But the thing is this, right now, whoever has the most value over here is going to get 5 points, second most value 3 points, and then the next most value 2 points. And if green puts in a level 2 knight, it's going to be 2 plus 1 is 3 versus red's 3. And now if there's ever a tie in numbers, the person who entered the battle last is going to get the higher points. So green knows that if he puts in a level 2 knight, he's going to get 3 points instead of 5 points. So he might want to wait, but then he also might be afraid that somebody else will come in here with a level 2 knight and take him down to 1 point. So he has to make that decision, and we'll just go ahead and put in a level 2 knight, and what he'll do is he'll then take 3 coins. Alright, so he's got his 3 coins. So now it's the red player's turn. So red knows he's going to get the most points here. If green was a threat, he could add his level 1 knight to here to build it up even stronger. But he doesn't need to do that. So he can go out here on the board, and maybe he wants to get a level 1 knight, so maybe he's going to take a knight plus one of his squires. And so you have a level 1 knight. For each squire you add with your knight, it's going to raise it a level. So 1 squire and a level 1 knight is a level 2 knight. If you had 2 squires, it'd be 2 plus 1 would be 3. So he's going to take his level 1 knight and his squire to kick blue out of this area. So this is going to go back to blue. Alright, now it's back to yellow's turn. And yellow gets to place again because he was kicked out. So let's see. He's one thing he could do is, since he has 2 squires, he could try and kick blue out of one of these areas by putting his squires on here and kicking them out. But he knows blue hasn't used any squires and he gives him a higher knight, so maybe he just doesn't want to risk that. So maybe yellow's just going to go here to level up a knight. And then blue is the only person with a piece left, so he can come back at red if he wants and kick him out. And I'll just do that to show you what happens. So blue's going to take his level 1 knight and his 2 squires. And so that's going to kick red out. And what happens is the squire goes into the pile. He loses it, but the red knight goes back to the castle. So now blue is here with 2 knights. So now it's red's turn again. Red only has 1 squire left. So he could kick blue out of here if he wants, but that's the only, or yellow out of here if he wants. But instead what he's going to do is he's just going to add to his castle one of the things to get free bonus materials. Alright, so that's the end of phase 1, and now you go to phase 2. So what we have now is phase 2, which is the voting for new laws. So right now the laws that are going to be in effect if none of these new ones pass, if all these new laws are rejected, is the person who has the most money is going to get to level up one of their knights a level. And so for each voting, you're going to have a voting token. So you have your saying you want it to pass or you don't want it to pass. And these are going to put out secretly. You're going to put one of them out there. And then you also have the opportunity to, in your hand, have your hand out there. And then you can either turn it open with a cube to add to whatever your vote is. So if you say, I want this law to pass, and then you open your hand and you have a voting cube, then that's like 2 votes for it. But even if you're not going to use your voting cube, you should still have your hand out there. And then reveal that you don't have anything, just to keep it so people don't know what you're doing. Because the voting cubes, can influence the vote. So what each person has to consider is what do they want to have happen. So the law being proposed is, do you want to get 3 points by giving up a squire and a piece of gold? Well, anyone who has a lot of money might not want that to happen. For example, the green player has 5 pieces of gold and because he was taking money, so he might not want that to happen. So he might vote, in the negative for that to pass. But he knows even if he gets this one to not pass, there's 2 more he would have to get to not pass for this one to stay up there, and that's probably not very likely. So he's going to vote negative, but he's not going to use any of his voting cubes. For the red player, he'll say yes. All right, that's something he can do if he wants to, so he'll say yes. Yellow knight. We'll have the yellow knight. He'll say yes also, and we'll just say the blue knight says no. And if this is how it came out, where you have a tie, it automatically passes if you have a tie. So we'll just say it was a tie, so that means the law passes, so this one goes away, these 2 move over, and this one goes up here. And then each person gets their voting token back. Alright, so the next law that's up is, do you want to spend money to buy voting cubes? And right now, blue has 2 people out in the country, yellow has 2 people out in the country, but green and red do not. So blue and yellow probably want this to stay more than they want this to stay. So they're both going to vote no. They don't want it to pass. And let's say that red used one of his voting cubes secretly. And we'll say the other 2 said yes, they want it to pass. But the vote is 2 for it to pass and 1, 2, 3 for it to fail. So this fails. It doesn't pass. And then you go to the next one, which is for the people in France. So this has been spent. And for the war in France, we'll just say it doesn't pass. So now what's going to happen is you're going to see how many people have at least 2 territories occupied. And as I mentioned before, that would be yellow and blue. So they're each going to move up 3 spots on the victory track. Whoever has the most squires, let's see, green has 4, which is the most. So green's going to get level 1 knight. So this level 1 knight will go to his castle. And you can spend golden squires for 3 points. And we'll just say that the yellow and the red player do that. So let's put all these points into effect. Alright, so as I mentioned for this one where you have 2 people out there, you're going to get 3 points. So that is yellow and blue. So yellow and blue are each going to go up to number 3 on the track. And then the person who had the most squires gets a new knight. I already did that. That was green. And then the people who bought this, that was yellow and red. Yellow did it twice, and red did it once. So yellow's going to go 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And red's going to go up 1 to 3. And green's down at 0. Alright, so that is the second phase, and the third phase now is you do the war with France. So the next phase, actually it's not the war with France, you do all the bonuses here. So yellow is here, and yellow can do either a couple things. He can level up a knight, or he could take one of these guys from the district, which will give you points at the end of the game. The more of these you have, the more points you get, but you can't have multiples of the same kind. So this letter B person, he can't have 2 Bs for a multiplier at the end of the game. You can only have 1. Or he can spend $3 to do both. Alright, well, yellow spent all his money on the points track, so he can only do 1. It's early game, so let's just say he's going to upgrade a knight from a level 1 to a 2. Then this goes back to his play area. Next, it is the blue player's turn. Alright, he's looking to see if blue has money. He doesn't, so blue can do one of these 2 things. Let's just say he brings in a level 1 knight, so that's going to go into his castle. Plus he's going to get 2 new voting cubes, so all this stuff's going to go back to the castle now for blue. Next, we have yellow. Yellow does have money, so yellow's going to spend $3 to do both actions. And what that is will be that he'll get a guy to put in his castle. Alright, so he put a guy in his castle, and he gets 2 voting cubes, and he gets to upgrade one of his knights. He's going to upgrade his number 2 to a number 3, and then this number 2 goes back over into the reserve, and this all goes back to his castle. Next is the red knight. He gets to add a piece of tile to his castle, and does he have $3? He does not. So he has to see which piece of tile he wants to add to his castle. He has the one that gets him 2 pieces of gold. Let's just say he's going to take the one that gets him a piece of gold and a squire and add that one. And then this goes back to the castle. Next, blue. Alright. Blue is going to lose his 2 squires. This is going to go back to the castle and he has to decide, does he want a level 1 knight or does he want one of these guys? Let's just say he takes another level 1 knight. So now he has these 2 knights that are going to go back to his castle. So blue now has 4 knights to use in the next round. Nobody, nobody, nobody. Alright. The next phase is the castle section. Okay, so what's going to happen next is you're going to score your castles. So each person got to choose 1 starting tile bonus at the game. And then, so you're going to get your bonuses. So this person gets 2 squires. This person gets 1 gold and a squire. Alright, this person's going to get 2 gold plus another gold and a squire because he got the bonus over in the country area. And this person's going to get 2 pieces of gold. Alright, after you get your bonus, you're going to see if you had any of these guys added to your castle. And for each time you go through this phase, if there's a guy there and there's no cube there, you're going to give him a voting cube. So these guys are going to give you voting cubes as well as points at the end of the game. So for having 1 guy there, you're going to get 0 points. For 2 guys, you're going to get 1 point. Then 3, then 6, then 10, then 15, then 23, then 28, then 36. So the more guys you have, the more points you're going to get at the end of the game. And then the last thing you do is you do the Battle of France section. So when you look at the Battle of France, you're going to see who won a battle. Okay, there was nobody fighting in this battle, so this one's just going to get moved down. And this one, alright, France has a strength of 6. And you got 3, 4, 5, 6 for England, so England's going to win this battle. So then you're going to award victory points. The person who gets the highest victory point is going to be the person who contributed the most soldiers. They both contributed an equal amount of soldiers, so as I said before, the person who entered the war later is going to get the higher level points. So red is going to get 5 points, and green is going to get 3 points. Now let's say green hadn't put in his soldier and it was 1 and 3, so 4 versus their 6. What's going to happen is you're going to ignore the first point, and the second level points is going to go to whoever has in the most soldiers, which would have been the level 3 red, and then 1 point would be going to green, and then what would happen is it would move down, and these would move down, and then they would have another chance to add more soldiers to fight France. And if they lost, they still didn't add any, then these soldiers go back into the reserve sections of the game. They don't go back to the castle, they just go back, so you essentially lose them. You have the opportunity to buy them back, though, like pay a ransom to get them back. Or, you know, if you contribute your soldiers here, you can win the battle. But they won it here, so they're each going to get points. So red will get 5 and green will get 3. All the tokens will get flipped back over for the next round, and you will start your next round after you replenish the board. So you're going to have 2 new war tiles come out, and in addition to that, in the voting section, you're going to reveal the next 3 laws. So you know in advance, you know, what potential laws are coming, and you can plan for it. So you know, you have these new laws here, and so it's something you might want to consider looking at, because you might want to vote these in, and it might affect how you place things on the board. Alright, so let's go ahead and do a second round. So the start player is yellow, and we're going to have yellow take his knight and put it down in this castle, which allows him to change the start player. Because if you go last, you kind of get to see what everyone does, and you know, even though you're last to act, you might not be ultimately the last person to act based on people getting kicked out of castles, and so it might change turn order. But if everything went smoothly, by being the last person to act, you kind of get final say on where you want to go if you know, hold strong knights. So let's say he wants to get rid of the start player token, so he's going to go to this spot. So next we have blue. Alright, blue has 3 level 1 knights and a level 2 knight. So let's say for blue, he's going to put one knight down here to get 3 pieces of gold. So that maybe he could buy a double action out here. So he's going to take 3 pieces of gold. Alright, so next it's red's turn. Let's say red wants to get another knight. So he's going to go here to the level section 1, or this part. And then you go to green. And we'll just have green go to level up over here. And then it goes back to yellow. So yellow has a number 3 knight. And let's just say he wants to get a new knight also. Then it goes to blue's turn. And blue is going to go to level up a knight. And then green, we're going to say green is going to add on to his castle to get more benefits. And I think I skipped red. So red, what will red do? Red's going to go down here to get a guy for free. So let's see. So since this one's down to 2 and green might get the second one and there's only 3, he's going to take this one for a third one to make sure he gets it. And then, alright, so then I did green. So yellow has all his people out, so then it goes to blue again. And now blue, let's say blue is going to put out another level 1 up here to get another castle piece tile. Now it's green's turn. Green has a level 2. Green's going to come down here, which is going to give 1, 2, 3, 4 strength for this battle, which is going to be more than this needs. And since he has these more strength here, he's going to get the most victory points. Plus he gets to do one of these things. And he's going to do the level up. And he is going to level up his number 2 to a number 3. And so now it is the only person with any soldiers left is blue. And so blue can... let's say he's going to level up, wants to level up again, so he's going to kick this green guy out of here, so green goes back. Now green can come back at him if he wants. Green can come back with 2 squires, and that would give him a strength 3 if he wants to do that. He could go down to France and fight in another battle. And let's see. There is a thing like if you're in both battles, you're going to get a cube, a squire, and a dollar. So maybe he wants that. But let's see, what else can he do? Well, if he wants to have 2 guys out in this territory, though, possibly for the 3 points. So let's just say he's going to go here and take 6 points. All right, so that'll be green's move. And so everyone has their knights out. So then we go to the law section again. Alright, so if we look at our voting thing, you have here if you have at least 2 knights deployed out in the countryside, you're going to get 3 points. The person with the most squires is going to get a new knight at level 1, and you could spend 1 squire and 1 gold to get 3 points. Alright, the first law that we're going to be voting on is if you have your 2 squires deployed out on the board, you're going to get a squire, so you have to vote for that. So now, green and red don't have any 2 squares. They've upgraded them. They don't have them accessible to them. But yellow and blue do. So as it stands, it would be a tie vote. But let's just say blue throws out 2 cubes to make it pass. So he's going to spend those cubes. And this is going to go away. And this is going to go into effect. Next law is going to be if you have 2 people out at war, you're going to get these benefits. So people might, even though nobody meets this requirement, people might not want someone to get this one. So people might gang up and vote this one in to passing, just so that nobody gets this. So like, let's say people look at their squires and they know they don't have very many. And so they're just going to have yellow, blue, and red are going to vote to have this pass, and green, who has the most squires, is going to say no, but he's outvoted, so this is going to go away, and that's going to go up there. And then lastly, if you don't have any level 2 knights out there, you get to upgrade. And so green and yellow will vote against this, but let's just say, or no, who is it? Is it blue? All right, blue and yellow will vote against this. They don't want it to pass because they know the other two people don't have these knights out on the table. But we'll say red and green do, but green adds a voting cube, taking it from 2 against 2 to 3 against 2 because of the extra vote. And so then this is going to pass. And so these are the new laws. So now, who is it? Green, or no? Who is it? Yellow and blue are both going to get a squire. So yellow, blue get squires. People who have nobody has that, so nobody's going to get that. People who don't get to upgrade. So green and red get to upgrade. So red is going to upgrade a level 1 knight to a level 2 knight over in the battle against France. So that's going to take him above the blue knight in strength. And green will turn his level 3 into a level 4 knight. Alright, and so that's the end of that phase. Alright, so now we're going to resolve this. So blue has a level 1 knight over here. How much money does blue have? 1, 2, 3. Blue has $6, so he's going to do both of these. Let's see as well. These. Alright, he's definitely going to want to buy this one. He could buy either one of these, so he's going to spend $6 to get this guy, and he's also going to get a new castle piece. Alright, so blue's going to take the castle piece where you get 2 squires, so he'll add that to his castle. Next, B, blue is not going to spend money to do both of these, but he is going to upgrade a knight, and does he want to upgrade a 1 or 2? He'll upgrade one of his 1s to a 2, so he'll upgrade this to a 2, and then this is going to go back to his castle. And then we have red here. Let's see how much money red has. Right, red has $3, and red is only on 1, so he's going to spend $3 to do both of these. So he's going to get a guy, he's going to get a level 1 knight, and he's going to get 2 voting cubes. So that's what red is going to get. Alright, so we're back at blue. Blue is going to spend $3 to do both of these, so he's going to get another guy. Here's number 2, he's going to get to level up a guy, and he's going to level up his 2 to a 3. He doesn't have any more, he didn't have any more 2, so he couldn't make a 1 a 2, and he doesn't have any 3s yet, so he can't make a 3 a 4, so he made a 2 a 3. And so he got his guy, and they level up, and he gets 2 voting cubes. Alright, next is green. How much money? Green has $4, and he's in 2 spots. So he'll take one of them for now. He's going to buy this one. So he'll just, for here, he'll just take his castle piece upgrade, and he will take the squire plus 1 piece of gold for his upgrade. Yellow is going to, yellow doesn't have any money, so yellow can only do one thing, and yellow will just take a level 1 knight. And then we go down to green. So here green will do this, he'll get 6 points. So he'll go up to there, and he'll spend $3 to take one of the guys. So then 1, 2, 3, and then yellow. Alright, yellow doesn't have money, so what's he going to do? He can get 2 guys and 2 gold. He's just going to take one of these guys here, and he's going to change the starting player. So the person who would allow yellow to go last is if blue, who's right now player 2, became player 1, because then it would go blue, green, red, yellow. So he's going to give this to the blue player so that yellow gets to go later in the turn. So that goes to blue. And now we resolve the castles. Alright, so resolving the castles. Yellow has 2 guys up here, but one of them doesn't have a cube yet. So he's going to get another voting cube to go with this guy. And he's going to get 2 squires for that pile. So I'll put 2 squires behind his little hidden information shield. Blue, alright, he spent his cubes from earlier, so he's going to add new ones there. He's going to get a squire, 1 there, 2 there, so 3 squires. 3 squires and a piece of gold for blue. Alright, red's going to get 3 voting blocks. 1, 2, 3 voting blocks for him. He's going to get 3 pieces of gold and a squire. That's red. Green's going to get 2 voting cubes. He's going to get 3 pieces of gold and a squire. Alright, and now we resolve the Battle of France. Alright, so the Battle of France. Nobody fought in this battle. That's going to go away. You have 4, 5, 6, 7 versus 3, so they win. Green contributed the most, so green's going to get 3 points. Red contributed the next most, so he's going to get 1 point. And blue is going to get 0 points, so this battle was fought and won. These are going to go back to the people. This is going to move down 1. 2 new battles are going to come out. These tokens get flipped back over. Additionally, 3 new laws are going to come out. And then you just repeat what you were doing, and you do that for 5 rounds. Person with the most points on the track here is going to win the game.